only last month, your boss, Mr. Sean Maloney, he visited Taiwan and paid a visit to our new president. And he commit about $500 million purchased from Taiwan and R&D possibilities in Taiwan too. So what's your comment and what Intel can do for Taiwan and what Taiwan should do for Intel? You know, what MIT stands for? Do you know what is MIT stands for? MIT? No, MIT. Microsoft, MIT, University in Massachusetts. Right? And Intel, we say made in Taiwan. But in our industry, we say Microsoft, Intel, and Taiwan. Without the three powerhouses, it's almost impossible for our new devices or services even. So what's your comment, what we can do in the future? I mean, between Intel and Taiwan. Thank you.
So firstly, on the announcement which Sean Maloney made, I think it was a month ago, and I was here with him. What we were trying to instigate there at that point of time was to create a lot more financial as well as business impetus for Taiwanese industry so that we can show that Intel is committed to building specific technologies in some of these parts of the world. Particularly in Taiwan, I think the relationship goes for over 20 years now. Practically a very large percentage of all our boards are being built here. In fact, for those of you who were in the earlier presentation, you saw the number of brands. I think the $500 million commitment that he was talking about had fundamentally to do with saying that we are really committed to this market because this is where most of our products are developed. I mean, it's a very fascinating thing to develop the microprocessor chip, but a chip by itself is not much use. The same thing is happening in communications. We got into the Wi-Fi industry, and a lot of our Wi-Fi boards, the mini cards is going to all the 96% of all notebooks have Wi-Fi now, and a large number of those Wi-Fi boards are made here. So we wanted to make a statement to say that we will continue to procure all the components and all the boards for the Wi-Fi business, the WiMAX business, and any other communication technologies we bring up. All of that we wanted to say as a statement that we're making a long-term commitment to Taiwan, in the sense that over the course of 2005, 2006 to the next 5-6 years, 2005, 2010, 2012, we said we will commit that kind of dollars to make sure that the products are sourced from here. That's the first comment. Yes. Now, I was talking to my team members, some of one or two of them were here, about what we can do in terms of taking this step further. See, we started with the processor chip, and then we're going to do the processor motherboards and things like that over here. Then we're doing Wi-Fi, then we're doing WiMAX. And the issue is when you start getting into things like wide area wireless, it's not just the chip, it's not just the board, it's not even just the handheld device or the client device. It has to do with the device talking to a network, and these two gentlemen from the operators already explained to us all the problems that there are in trying to make the whole network work end to end. And both of them very clearly said that there are a lot of problems in making this thing work. And one of the things that we've been thinking about, saying, you were asking what can we do along with Taiwan, one of the things that we were talking to both the MOEA and the Taipei Computer Association, we were discussing, is there a way by which we can spend a little bit of time and energy together to see how we can actually take more than just the client technology, but figure out how we can scale to an end-to-end solution. And that is something which we want to spend a little bit more time. In fact, we announced something of that sort as well during that time when Sean and I were here a couple of months ago. And what we were saying then was, we'll see if there's a way by which we can create an entity here, because all the components are here, the testing facilities will be here, the network will be available here. I'm waiting for the commercial networks to get started by these gentlemen sooner or later. And as soon as the commercial networks are available, we can use that to be a test bed for the end-to-end solution. And that is where I think we can bring in some of the skills, but I think Intel is not known for its end-to-end expertise, but we can bring some of the components. As you mentioned, there's already a lot of capital here. It's not that we need more capital, but we have always never been hesitant to put capital where we think it will work. So we can always bring capital. We have also spent a lot of time with government influencing, if you will. They actually more like an advisor to various governments. I don't know if you know that we spent between 2003 and 2006, Sean Maloney and his whole team of WiMAX evangelists from early on, they spent a lot of time, including myself, about maybe 60 or 80 different governments around the world. We have gone and talked to all of the spectrum regulation bodies. We were trying to harmonize spectrum all around the world so that if you buy a device here, it will work elsewhere. So that whole process is something we started, and we can help. We have actually been helping the government decide on some of the frequency blocks, the advice we're giving behind the scenes. So we are, the one thing Intel can really help is we are seen as an impartial, I mean, we are not trying to favor one operator or the other because that's not our business. But we're seen as the advisor who can come and help, say what kind of frequency should be allocated, how many megahertz, what is the whole planning of the bands and all that. We've been helping. I think we can give a lot more working with the government and working with the industry and the ecosystem players. We can actually do a lot more work to make the whole thing homogeneous. And ultimately, making it homogeneous means the price will come down because you're standardizing it. As the gentleman said earlier, once you standardize it, the price comes down. So that's the most important thing. To make the price go down, and then you have a product which you can export to a lot of the emerging and third world countries where you need a really low price product. That's how you move the market. I think we can help doing a lot of that.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan. As you know, Taiwanese company contribute about 90 to 92% worldwide open PC and motherboard as well. And you must be very happy. Many Taiwanese companies strongly support WiMAX solution. And you can see like chairman of Acer Group, JT, and Zhang Yishi from ASUSTeK, they fully support these kind of new approaches. I think we can have a very good, successful cooperation in the future. But I still have a suggestion, and I would suggest Intel come here more often to deliver up-to-date information and establish so-called try to let Taiwanese company know how to develop a new business model. It's not enough until, as I know, we need your help, and we also like to co-work with Intel in many new ways. And like you mentioned about the test bed, yes, Taiwan tried to be the best test bed in the world. Not only number 2 or number 3 should be the best, because we have very good education system, as you know. As I mentioned, that 39% of the citizens in Taipei City will have college degree. So this is a unique advantage compared to any other major cities in the world. So, and also we have a very big backyard in China. If we test it here successful, we can go China, play Taiwan like a springboard for these kind of objectives. So it's my suggestion. Thank you.